All right, what's good, y'all, man? It's time to talk about college football playoff. We got a big game at 4. I already did my SMU versus Penn State prediction. Texas and Clemson, another big game, man. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. It's a lot on the line. It's a lot on the line, you know what I'm saying, for both teams when you think about what they try to do and accomplish. First off, Quinn Ewers, bro. Your job is on the line. Your future is on the line. You got to perform, bro. If you don't perform, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have to hit the portal, and find another team. Texas ain't playing. They ready for Arch Manning. You know what I'm saying? They ready for your replacement. So you, in your own path, your own way, you're going to have to find a way to be good. You know what I'm saying? And they've struggled. Texas, this team has struggled offensively. They scored in the SEC, I think, less than 25 points in the conference games, non-conference games. And then they also, I think, in the last few games, have scored under 20 points. They're struggling. And they shouldn't be struggling because this offense is dynamic. You know what I'm saying? So not all the faults on Quinn Ewers. Steve Sarkisian is the offensive coordinator. But you got to find something. You got to find something in this game against Clemson. Or if not, they might yank you. You know what I'm saying? Even in that game. Like, I think Texas knows how good of a team they have. And if they struggle, Clemson's up early 14-0. They might yank Quinn Ewers, especially if he's struggling, and put Arch in. And that's going to probably be all she wrote. This could easily be a Jalen Hurts to attack a Vailoa type of situation because this Texas team feels like they should win. And I don't blame them. And when we talk about his weapons, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about Wisner running the ball well, 863 yards rushing in 3 touchdowns. Jaden Blue has been a nice compliment to him. He has Matthew Golden, who's been phenomenal this season, leads them in receiving 738 yards and 8 touchdowns. Got Gunnar Helm, one of the better tight ends, I think, in the country, outside of, obviously, Tyler Warren at Penn State. I like Mason Taylor a lot as well, but Gunnar Helm is that dude. Isaiah Bond is another one at wide receiver spot that's dynamic when he gets the ball in his hands, okay? And then last but not least, you also got Ryan Winger, the true freshman phenom, that could be really potent and good for you. So you have the weapons. You have everything you need to be successful. But Ewers has been struggling. 9 interceptions, has 25 touchdowns, but the last few games, he's not been great. And when Georgia lost their guy, they should have won that game. They should have been the SEC champion. They shouldn't even be playing this week, if we're being honest. You know what I'm saying? So they got to figure that part out. That's not going to get it done. Like, this Texas defense is elite. They rank first in yards per play and second in scoring defense. So many studs on there. Versatile guys. Anthony Hill Jr., you see up here with 90 tackles. Kid is a stud. I've seen him line up everywhere across the field and be successful. He's a dude. You know what I'm saying? Taft is another one that no one talks about enough at safety spot. He's another outstanding DB. And then you look at what Mabuka can do and his hard-hitting self. 52 tackles this year. You just got to watch the film. The stats don't really compensate for what he can do. And then last but not least, Jahdae Barron. Man won the Jim Thorpe Award. I think he was all SEC team. I don't want to say first, second, or third because I don't remember. But I know he made an all SEC team. Like, yo, they got dudes on defense, man. And that's not even mentioning Colin Simmons, who's a true freshman, outside linebacker / edge rusher. They got dudes everywhere, bro. So that's why I said Quinn Ewers really don't have no room for error. He's 8-8 in his last 16 games against ranked opponents. You got to be able to win this at home. No disrespect, Clemson's a phenomenal team. But what you got, the horses you got, the backfield, the receivers, the defense, you have to win this game. And you cannot struggle. There's no reason why you shouldn't struggle. Now, that defense for Clemson is really good. We'll talk about that here in a second. But you have to win this game if you Quinn Ewers. And if you struggle, they're going to yank you. Now, if you Clemson, you got a chance to do something special. You're going to have a whole college football world talking. You go in there and you beat Texas. 13.5-point favorite, right? This is your game. This is your game if you played UK Klubnik. You got to come up big time for your team. You know what I'm saying? You've had a great year. Excellent year. 33 touchdowns, 3,305 yards passing. And you got a rushing attack that's good with Phil Maffa. 1,100 yards this year. And you got some dynamic receivers. Clemson faithful let me know about it too. They was like, yo, nah, you're not even talking about this guy we got in. And then now Dabo's hitting the transfer portal. So things is looking up for Clemson no matter what anybody says. They're hitting the portal. I know this wasn't probably the best recruiting class, but I think Dabo's doing the things to position his team to be good in the next few years and getting top-end recruits. So he's doing an outstanding job of doing that. And then, like we said, Antonio Williams, sophomore, 838 yards and 10 touchdowns. Right under him is a true freshman, Brian Wesco, who's having a phenomenal year, you know what I'm saying, this season. That tandem is special, you know what I'm saying? So they're gonna meet their match. Can they be special against an elite secondary? We're going to find out, you know what I'm saying? But if you Cade, take care of the football. You know what I'm saying? Lean on the rushing attack some, and let the receivers do their work. The key for Cade is just getting in a rhythm early. Getting in a rhythm early, don't turn it over. You'll be just fine. That's going to be crucial for the Tigers in this game. Now, I think you have the defense to make this low scoring. And if it's low scoring, that is a problem for Texas. I don't care what anybody says. You know what I'm saying? Texas needs to make this a more higher scoring game. They need to score and put points together, which they've struggled with. But if you can make this a 17-14 game going into the fourth, you like your chances if you're Clemson, especially with what your defense has been doing this season. Sammy Brown, ACC Rookie of the Year. Obviously, Barrett Carter having a great year. Pretty underrated secondary. And Avion Terrell, guys that can get after the passer. On the defensive line, right? A team that can clog those lanes up, right? Young freshmen stepping up big for you. Khalil Barr is one of the best safeties or best players, the best defensive players in the ACC. You got guys, you know what I'm saying? So if you Clemson, you don't feel no harm. No disrespect to Texas. Texas is a phenomenal team. But if you Clemson, you don't feel nervous about this matchup. You feel like, hey, we got the defense to do it. We handle the right things that we're supposed to do. We can come in here and pull off an upset. Now it's not going to be easy going to Austin and trying to win. But if you Cade, you played Ewers back in the high school state championship, from what I heard, and you did your thing. You know what I'm saying? So now you get to come back home, your homecoming, in front of your fans, in front of your family, your supporters, and be able to put on the show on probably one of the bigger games in college football besides Ohio State and Tennessee. Gotta like your chances, man. But nonetheless, I'm going with Texas. But like I said, if Quinn Ewers, he struggles, they're ganking him. So it's a big game for him. Obviously, Mel Kiper talked about it. I talked about it earlier in the week. Should he go NFL or should he stay in the portal? But he has to have a baller of a playoffs. They have to make a national championship game. Whatever it is, that's what they have to do. And I think they play the winner of, I think it's Arizona State, I believe. I got to go back and check to make sure. You got to win. You got to get there, if you Texas. If not, it's not looking good for Ewers. But we'll find out. I got Texas winning. But I think it'll be a close game. I got them winning by 7.